Hi, this is Larry Johnson, and I'm the co-author of the best-selling book, Absolute Honesty: Building a Corporate Culture That Values Straight Talk and Rewards Integrity. And I also publish a video blog every week on improving corporate culture. And today I want to talk about reducing employee turnover. Now, you may say, well, what's the big deal? People quit and they got to go on in their lives, and sometimes I'm glad to get rid of them. Right. But you might think about the costs. According to a study that was done by Hewitt and Associates, the average cost of turnover is about 150% of an employee's salary. Now, let's figure you're just paying people at minimum wage. And I know most of you pay more than that if you've got employees working for you, but just figure minimum wage. Uh, that's $18,720 a year at $10 an hour. Multiply that times 150%, and you've got $28,080. If you have 100 employees with 10% turnover rate, that's going to end up costing you about $280,000 a year just in turnover costs. So the bottom line here is that turnover can be very expensive. So the question is, what should you do about it? Well, I was thinking about this when I gave a presentation some time ago to the Florida Healthcare Association. Now, this is an association of nursing homes. And in Florida, believe me, there's a lot of nursing homes. And after I finished my speech, a lady came up to me, introduced herself as Mary Love, that was her name. And she had just acquired a position as the administrator of a nursing home in a place called Wauchula, Florida, which is right smack dab in the middle of the state. And they were having some real problems. The profit margin had disappeared and they were operating in the red and looking at possible bankruptcy. They were on probation with the state and with Medicare and were about to lose their license. And worst of all, their turnover rate was atrocious. Now, the turnover rate for employees in the nursing home industry is one of the worst around. CNAs, who are the people who actually do the work, that stands for Certified Nursing Assistant, their turnover rate runs about, on the average, 100% a year. Can you imagine that, 100% a year? At this particular place in Wauchula, the turnover rate was running about 250% a year. I was flabbergasted when she told me that. So anyway, she invited me to come out and give her some ideas and work with her to turn the place around. And she did a bunch of really good things that I'll be covering in subsequent sessions like this. But I'll tell you about one that she did that just blew me away. She went through the list of all the staff that were still working. She had about a 50% occupancy rate for her employees. And she identified the low 10%, those who didn't come to work much, who complained a lot, who stirred up trouble and problems and didn't have good work habits and that sort of thing. And she just fired them on the spot. Now understand, she's running short staff anyway by 50%, and now she fires another 10%. And I said, Mary, what are you thinking? And she says, well, I want good employees, and these people suck. And I said, but yeah, shouldn't you wait until you fill the other positions before you do that? Aren't you cutting off your nose to spite your face? And she said, look, Larry, she says, as far as I'm concerned, there's three kinds of employees. There's eagles who soar, who do extra stuff, who come in early, who work late, who care about the residents, who do great work. And I want to keep them, and I want to attract more. She said, now there's sparrows. They come to work. They do their job. They're not particularly outstanding, but they do show up, which in this business is really important. She said, and then there's the turkeys who don't show up half the time, squawk and moan when they're here, leave early, and just stir up a lot of trouble. And she said, it's been my experience that eagles do not like flying with turkeys. So I'm going to get rid of the turkeys right now so we can start attracting some eagles. And that's exactly what she did. Now, here's a spoiler alert. She turned that place around and reduced the turnover rate from 250% in 1 year to 17%. It was like a miracle. Now, they also got off of probation. They started showing a profit. They filled up their beds and they won some awards. And her first step was to get rid of the turkeys so she could attract more eagles. Anyway, take it for what it's worth. This is Larry Johnson. If you have any questions, please call me, Larry, or email me, Larry at LarryJohnsonSpeaker.com, or you can call me, 602-943-0985. It'll ring right here into this office, and I'll answer it, or you'll get my voicemail, and I'll call you back. Anyway, nice talking to you. Please tune in next week where we'll talk some more about reducing turnover. Bye-bye.